Hello everyone, I'm Michelle Smith and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, then welcome. I'm so glad you found me. I have 3 Valentine crafts for you today. In today's crafting adventure, I'm going to show you how I upscaled one of the Dollar Tree signs. I made another Shabby Chic love sign and a trio of heart topiaries. Let me show you how to make them. DI number 1, an upscaled Dollar Tree sign. I have a quick Valentine's Day hack for you today. I found this sign at Dollar Tree. I thought it was really cute. I like the fact that it says love. I like the greenery, but I want this to look a little bit more Valentine's. So the first thing I'm going to do to the sign is I have a red Sharpie, and on the L, the V, and the E, I'm going to go in where it's white and color that in with red. The Sharpie works really well and will make quick work of it. Now see how quick and easy that is and how nice that looks? Got all my letters filled in. I think that looks really good. Then next you want to work here on your little wreath. It's all laid down and all going in the same direction. So just go over and pull it against the direction it's laying down. You want to try to fluff that out a little bit so it doesn't look so squished down and compact. Fluff it out a little bit. You're also going to need a package of these really cute little toothpicks that have hearts on the end. I found these at Dollar Tree. Now I pulled out 3 in the red and 3 in the pink. So to take them off the skewer, all you got to do is grab it and then you kind of go in circles and pull it out. Because all you want is the little heart. And I'm going to add these to my wreath here. Now I'm going to put a little bow right here at the top, so I'm going to keep that in mind as I place my little hearts here. Just put a little dab of hot glue and place your heart. And I'm going to go pink, red, pink, red, pink, red as I move my way around. And I'm also going to change the angle that the heart sits. Doesn't that look cute? I absolutely love it. Now I found this really pretty red and white ribbon at Dollar Tree in their Valentine's Day section. And this is 5/8 of an inch by 3 yards. I did go ahead and make just a simple little bow, and I'm going to attach that right up here at the top. And then you'll need one more red heart, which you're going to glue right over the center. And there you go. Doesn't that look absolutely adorable? Now with just a few small additions to this sign, it brought it up to the next level. DIY number 2, a shabby chic love sign. To get started in today's project, you're going to need one of these wood hanging decor pieces. Now they have 2 sizes. I believe this is the smaller one. This is 3 inches by 12 inches. You will also need 1 package of each of the galvanized letters that you can get in the Crafter Square section. The first package is A through M and the second package is N through Z. You need 1 package of each so that you can spell the word love. So 2 letters come out of each package. You will also need some white paint and a lighter shade and darker shade of gray. I'm going to be using Apple Barrel White, Apple Barrel Granite Gray, and then Folk Art Medium Gray. I really do like this Crafter Square Tear Off palette. You get 15 sheets in a pack. Each of the sheets are nice and thick and they have a coating of wax over them. So when you put paint on it, it does not soak through to the next sheet and it makes quick cleanup. Now for this type of painting, I really do like this type of brush. It is an old brush. It has some dried paint in there and stuff, but it makes the edge really rough. So it's perfect for any type of dry or distressed type painting. So I'm going to start here in my white, get some on my paintbrush. And I'm going to go ahead and remove this jute cord so I don't get paint all over it. I can easily put in some more jute cord or something else to hang it later. So decide which side you want as your front. And then I'm going to start with the white paint. And I'm just going to quickly start brushing over it. I want this to look very kind of distressed. I don't want a really thick coat of white paint down. So if I don't get it completely covered, that's fine. I'm going to go over it with the lighter gray and the darker gray. Now you can still see some of the wood showing through, which is exactly what I want. Now I'm going to move into the lighter gray. Just tap in a little bit, tap off any excess, and just start by going lightly over it, and then you can blend. Now remember, if you get this too dark or you don't like the way that it looks, you can easily go back through with your base color and lighten it up. And I don't want a whole lot of this. I do want to darken up the edge a little bit all the way around. So it always looks much better when you kind of just layer in the colors. So a little bit of this, blend that, a little bit of the other. And I just kind of go back and forth until I get the look that I'm going for. Paint is very forgiving. You can just let it dry and start over if you're not happy with your result. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm going to let this dry a little bit before I go in with the dark. And with the dark, I'm just going to go right around the edge. I'm not going to do anything on the interior. While I'm letting my board dry, I'm going to paint my little letters here. So I pulled out L-O-V-E in my galvanized letters. And I want to give these a coat of white paint because I want them to really stand out on their background. Now for galvanized items, I find the best way is to use the pouncing brush, at least for your first coat. It's one of those surfaces that paint doesn't really like to stick to. So I just pounce over it up and down. You may need to go over it more than once. Just get a good coat on there and then move on, let it dry. And if you need to, you can put a second coat on. My board is dry, so now I'm going to move on to the next step. I move to a smaller brush. Now this bristle is very stiff, which will help. You want to use a dry brush, go and tap in just a little bit of the dark gray. And then I'm just going to go around the edges, kind of tap a little bit. I just want to add a little bit of darkness right around the edge. I'm going to do this all the way around. So you can do as much or as little of this as you would like. But I'm really liking that. I like that it kind of brings out the shape of the board and gives a little bit more texture. Once you have it the way you like it, go ahead and set that aside. My board is all nice and dry. I'm really happy with that. Now I'm going to be using this punch that I picked up at Michael's. This punches a heart that is 2 3/8 inch in diameter. I got this from Michael's with one of their coupons. This is from the Recollections collection. I did pick this up a couple years ago. So I went through my decorative paper and pulled out a couple different patterns that I liked and punched a heart out. So I have these 4 hearts that I'm going to be using. And these are the perfect size for this board as they fit perfectly. So just first figure out exactly your placement, where you want to place your hearts. Of course, you can always hand cut out your hearts. Now, I have said in the past, and I will say again, I really do love working with paper pads because they have lots of different patterns and all the patterns go together. So when you do something like this, if you pull everything from the same book, they all flow and go together. So I really like that placement, so that's where I am going to be placing my hearts. And I'm just going to be using a glue stick. This one is Avery. I did pick this up from the Dollar Tree. I like working with glue sticks when I'm trying to glue down paper. It's not real wet like Mod Podge, so you have less of a chance of having wrinkles and things like that. And I just like to eye my pieces. They are handmade. And also with working with the glue stick, you can adjust it a little bit before it fully sets. I have all my hearts glued down. I think they look really pretty. Now I pulled out these 3 different kinds of ribbon that I picked up from Dollar Tree. They are all 5/8 of an inch. I pulled out their lace ribbon that they have. This is rustic farmhouse ribbon. Thought that was really pretty. And this one is a gross grain, and it's a really pretty sage color, and it pulls the good colors out of my hearts. You will want to cut 2 pieces of each ribbon at 3.5 inches in length, and then you'll need a piece of white pipe cleaner. Now we're going to make what I call my messy bow. So just lay your first piece down, your next one, and I just cross them as I layer them. Just like that. Go ahead and pinch it in the center. And wrap your pipe cleaner. I always like to pull everything to the front so I can get a good grip. Pinch right at the base there and give a nice twist. Make sure everything's nice and secure. Then just adjust your ribbon. You'll also want to trim your pipe cleaner once you get it secured. And to get that flat, I just lay it down and then press with my thumb. Okay, so I have my messy bow done, but before I put that on, I want to put my hanger on. And I've decided I'm going to use some floral wire, and I really like the silver because you can use it on anything. You want to cut a piece that's about 8 inches in length. And take one end and feed it through from the front to the back. Then I'm going to bend this over twice so that it won't pull back through. See how I bent the end over a couple times? And then I'm also going to hot glue that down. So just add your hot glue, make sure that's facing in the direction you want, and let that set up. Once your glue has set up, you can go ahead and start stringing your beads. Now I got a large bag of beads off of Amazon that had 1,000 different beads in it, and they have several different sizes. So I went and pulled out like the 3 smallest sizes, and I'm just going to start feeding that onto my wire here. And I'm not going to pay attention. I'm just going to mix the 3 sizes. I think that will look very interesting. And just continue to feed on the beads. I really like that, all the different sizes and not a specific pattern. So I'll feed that down till I get about 1.5 inches left, and then I will feed it through the front again like I did, and glue it on the back just like I did this side. I got my hanger on. I think it looks absolutely adorable, and it's nice and secure. Also, by putting the hot glue on that, you're not going to get any scratching from the wire. And now I'm going to place my bow right in the middle there. I have a package of these really cute little toothpicks that have hearts on the top. I've been using them quite a bit this year in my projects. I have one here that's gold. So to take that off, all you have to do is grab the heart and then take the toothpick and just kind of twist back and forth until it releases. Twist, and it comes right out. I'm going to place this right in the middle to hide my pipe cleaner. Doesn't that look adorable? So the last thing I'm going to do is add in my letters, and I'm going to put one in each of the hearts. I'm just going to be using Aleene's Tacky Original Glue to attach them. I like this glue. It is nice and tacky, so things kind of hold their place while it dries. And I'm just going to eye my letters and get them down. There you go. I got all my letters down. I think it looks absolutely adorable. I love the shabby chic feel of this love sign. DIY number 3, a trio of heart topiaries. For this project, you'll need 1 package of these terracotta pots that you can get at Dollar Tree. These are the small ones. They come in a set of 3. You're also going to need some white paint. I'm going to be using the Apple Barrel Matte Acrylic Paint in white. I really like the Crafter Square Tear Off palette. You get 15 sheets. Open it up. You can lay your paint on it. The paper is waxed. It's nice and thick, and your paint doesn't seep through to the next one, so it makes quick work for cleanup. If you put too much paint out, it's really easy. You just use your paintbrush to lift it up, and you can put it back into your bottle. So I really like these. So on our pots, we're going to paint the bottom part of the pot white. Depending on your paint, it'll take 1 to 2 coats. Now terracotta is very absorbent, so you'll need to put a good amount of paint on because the pot will definitely absorb the liquid and moisture out of your paint, so it'll dry rather quickly. Just like that. I'm going to get the rest of my pots painted and then I'll be back. You're going to need 2 of the 12-inch Crafter Square wood dowels. If you can find them in 6-inch, then you need 3. And what I've done is I'm just cutting it in half. And I'm just using my wire cutters. Just press down, turn, press down, turn, press down. Do that a few times. And then you can just simply bend it and it will break. And then you need 3, 1 for each of the pots. We're going to paint these and I'm going to be using Apple Barrel's Nutmeg Brown. Now the cut end is the end you're going to stick in the pot, so you can hold it at that end because you don't have to do it all the way down to paint. Just get your paint on there. Okay, so just get a nice coat of paint there on your dowel rod and let that dry. You're going to need some burlap trim. I picked this up in the floral garden section at Dollar Tree. I really like this. They have 3 different ones to choose from. I'm going to be using this bottom one. Now if you can't find burlap trim like this in your Dollar Tree, you can always use just jute cord. We're going to be wrapping it right around the brim here. So if you're using jute cord, you just want to wrap it around, I'd say probably 4 or 5 times. Just glue down the end, wrap it around, and then 5 times, and then glue down the end again. But I'm going to be using this burlap trim. And I'm going to place it right here underneath the rim, and I'm going to hot glue that on. Doesn't that look cute? I think that adds the perfect touch to your pot. I'm going to add this to my other 2 pots. I got my trim on and I still have some left, so 1 package is plenty. Now I have this 1 large piece of floral foam that I got at Dollar Tree, and I'm going to cut this down to fit inside these. And what I found is a paint scraper works really well. You just push it down and it gives you a nice clean cut. Now you don't have to fill it completely, you just need enough in there that will hold the dowel rod. So that is sufficient. I will fill the rest of my pots. You also need 1 package of the heart grapevines. You get 5 in a package, you will only need 3. Now we're going to decorate our little hearts. And for that, you're going to need some greenery. I'm going to be using this one. It's called Fall Grass, but I picked it out because it had the little pink blooms on there. This is called Gypso. It just has the little white beads on there. And then this one is called Baby's Breath in red. Now you only need 1 bloom of the Baby's Breath per heart, and then just a couple small snips of each of the other 2. So I'm going to start with this one right here. I think that's really pretty. You just need to decide which side you're going to start on. I'm going to start on this side. And so I want to put this in the background. I want one that's a little bit longer to go up, and then one that's a little shorter to come down, because I don't want it to come past the base here. I like that one for the top. Okay, so once you get your placement of where you want them, just add a little bit of hot glue. Okay, so I have one piece coming up and one piece coming down. I'm going to place my little red flower right in the center. And then I'm going to take just a little piece of the gypso and put one on the top and one on the bottom, and I'm going to alternate what side. And just place it there so the stem goes underneath the flower. And then the other one I'll place going down, but on the opposite side. So I have this one facing out and this one facing in. Doesn't that look pretty? Very sweet. Okay, now with your dowel rod, the end that you cut, that's the end that's going to go inside the pot. So you're going to glue your heart at the top. Put some hot glue there. Then you want to place that right at the base of your heart. Just kind of get it in there and place it however best that you can, and then you need to hold it so it's nice and straight until that glue sets up. You want to turn it over and add some more glue to the back. You want to make sure that's nice and secure. Once you have your heart glued on, you want to go ahead and place that in your pot. Wherever you glued your little decorative twine there, you want to make sure that's in the back. Place it right in the center and push it all the way down. I'm going to fill the bottom here with some white decorative rock that I picked up from Dollar Tree. The rock looks really pretty and finishes off the bottom, plus it also adds weight so that they don't tip over. Set that aside. You're also going to need some Valentine's Day ribbon. I picked this up this year in the Valentine's Day section. This is 9 feet by 5/8 of an inch. It has a burlap background with a pretty red glittery heart on it. You'll want to cut 3 pieces at 9.5 inches. You'll also need 3 pieces of some floral wire. I like to use the silver because that just disappears. You can't really see it when you use it. And you only need a couple inches. Now we're going to make a simple bow. So how I do my simple bows, I find the center, pinch, and then I make a loop and bring the end in like that, and then I take the other side and do the same thing, bring a loop in. You just want to make sure that your loops and your tails are the same size. Okay, then you flip it over. You want to make sure that the tail, that the right size side is showing for your tails. Okay. Then you're just going to pinch it there in the center and wrap it with floral wire. Usually fold it over, makes it easier for me to get a good grip. Because right here at the base, you want to really squeeze that together so that it scrunches. And then twist. Okay, then you have just your basic simple little bow. If you get any fraying or anything like that, just trim it off. And then on these, I'm going to do a small dovetail. Just simply pinch it and then trim at an angle. And you can also trim off your excess wire. And then I just push that end down so it's flat. You can just lay it on the table and push. One little piece. So that's what your little bow should look like. And then I'm going to glue this right there in the center. And when I do that, I line them up so I can adjust them. And this too, you can also adjust the height. Make sure they're all approximately the same height. You line them up, it makes it easier that you get your bows and everything at the same height. And there you go. We are all done. I think they came out absolutely adorable. These are perfect to display on your mantle, a side table, or even your kitchen island. Well, I hope you enjoyed the 3 Valentine crafts. I had a lot of fun putting these 3 together. They're fun and easy to make. Let me know in the comments below which one was your favorite. Thanks so much for stopping by. You know, it's always a pleasure to see you. I hope everyone is staying happy, healthy, and strong. You have a great day, and I will see you next time.